Shows up. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fandango Friday, where we review any liquor or liqueur. Anyone invited to join? If you're sane. Um, so I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Liqueur Reviews, and Elbow 88 is in Florida.
Yep, Tampa Bay area. Got my Buccaneers hat.
Very nice. I was outside the stadium when they played their first ever preseason home. At least I think it was their first ever preseason game, but it was a home game. I assume they would have done it at home since it was their first year playing.
Yeah.
And I remember the crowd was so loud because there used to be like a shopping mall next to the old stadium.
Yeah, you were there at the old stadium. They used to call it the Big Sombrero or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the stadium, we were at the shopping mall,
Okay.
and you could hear all the crowd. And
Yeah.
I thought, boy, this team's going to be really good. Well, not for a little while.
Yeah, it took a while.
Took a while. All right, but anyway, that was a memorable experience. I have BSB. That's no BS. I bought this. I bought this at a local store. I used to see this for years. It's been on the market 9 years. It's called Brown Sugar Bourbon. And it used to, when it first came out, I remember it was in this like hexagonal bottle, like a fancy bottle. And I would see it at Walmart or whatever. I never bought it. And other stores had it. I just saw it. I didn't honestly pay much attention to it. Then a local store about a year ago had it in 2 discount baskets for $4.99 a bottle. Well, all of a sudden I was interested in it. And so I bought one for my daughter, and I bought this one. There was this one, the 30 proof. I'm sorry, 60 proof, 30% alcohol, and they have 103 proof. So I bought both, and then I gave her the 103. And so, it's an interesting product. I had it in the fridge. So that's what I've got. It's going to be darker because of caramel coloring, but it's brown sugar cinnamon whiskey. But Jamie Foxx bought it 4 years ago from the original company, Heritage Distilling, and he revamped it, and now it's called Brown Sugar Blend, which Walmart has right there, both variants today, but they're like $24.90. That's the normal price, $24 to maybe $30 at the worst case. They got it close to $25, but I bought this cheap because it was being cut after the reformulation, if all of that jabber makes sense. So there you go.
All right. All righty. Another Fandango Friday. By the way, I'm having a storm over here.
You might cut out, right?
Yeah. So if I disappear, it just means I lost my connection, and I probably won't be able to get back in for a while. But so far, so good. Anyway, today, since it's August 8th, 8/8, I'm going to talk about Tequila Ocho. I guess Ocho is 8 in Spanish. And anyway, there's a few liquor companies out there that I put myself on their email list, and, I get occasional emails. Well, I got an email this morning from Ocho to remind me that it was August 8th, and try to enjoy Ocho tequila today. So that's what I'm doing. This is the Blanco. They call it Plata Blanco, same thing. It's 40% ABV. And single estate tequila. So there it is there.
What's the ABV? 40?
Yeah, 40%. I've enjoyed this brand for a while. This is they just revamped the packaging. So this is the new bottle. I got an old bottle here just to show you the difference. The old bottle,
Yeah.
they always had like a little extra label on the bottom, and that indicated the single estate where they got the agaves from. But with the revamp, they no longer have that extra label, so they just tell you on the back, or actually on the front here, where the estate is, where they get the agave. Because what their deal is here with Ocho is they're into single estate, so they harvest their agaves from a single farm or a single field, and for each batch, so they'll tell you on the bottle where they got the agave from. Uh, this one is from Tierra Negras in 2024, and anyway, two guys kind of started this. Carlos Camarena, he's been a tequila and a tequila distiller for years. And then there was another gentleman, Thomas Estes. I believe he was originally from California, but he went around the world and was promoting tequila. And anyway, those two guys got together and said, let's start this brand where we emphasize the single estate. So that's what Ocho is all about. So we're going to try some, see what it's like. Get the old glass out here. And this isn't like a real surprise to me. Like I said, I've been enjoying this brand for a while. But, anyway, it's clear like water. Yeah, got that cooked agave aroma. So in honor of August 8th and 8/8 and Elbow 88 and all that, I thought I would bring in the Ocho today. So there you go.
That's kind of neat. That is neat. Well, I'd like to show you a website for my product, but there is none. I'm gonna when I come back to you, I'm gonna show the website. So just give you a little quick rundown of mine. If you like brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tarts, if you like brown sugar and cinnamon oatmeal, that's a common flavoring. Or like with think along the lines of like graham crackers or like a molasses cookie. I think molasses cookies kind of feature those flavors. You might like this. And I did a solo review of it, and then I decided to try it out and see how it performed with milk poured on top and then black coffee poured on top.
It works.
It was a winning combination, but
all right.
I didn't pour too much. I didn't pour this much,
Yeah.
I put a little, just to give it a little. I figured, what am I going to do with this product? I said, this will be a good way to dissipate it. Now with that 103 proof coming in later, well, that you got to be careful with that. That's powerful. Okay, so the aroma, cinnamon and brown sugar. What can I say? The taste, cheers. A lot of cinnamon, a lot of brown sugar bourbon. Now, whose bourbon? We don't know, and we're not going to ever find out. And honestly, that could have changed batch to batch. It's probably just a bulk bourbon that they bought from a whole, a commodity company that churns out standard bourbon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, since Jamie Foxx bought it and he's recast it as brown sugar blend, That's making me think that it's now based on like most likely a blended whiskey, maybe a little cheaper to produce, bigger profit margin. I don't plan on buying it anyway because I'm not going to pay the full price. Honestly, I'm just telling the truth. Okay, the body, medium body, a little syrupiness in the mouth. I had it in the fridge. I would not drink this at room temperature. I wouldn't recommend that. Um, Finish is mostly dry though. It's pleasant. Is it amazing? No, I don't think brown sugar and cinnamon is anything amazing, but it's certainly enjoyable. If you like cinnamon cookies, molasses cookies, and those type of things, I think it'll work for you. Not much more to say about it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that brand around. That's new to me.
Really?
Yeah, BSB. Uh, anyway, so I've poured out some Ocho tequila, and the aroma on it is, the just that cooked agave smell. We'll get a taste.
Cheers.
Yeah, there's the website. And like I say, this brand, they emphasize that word terroir, where, they want to center on one field or one estate for their agaves. I think that's pretty cool. They make the whole array, the Reposado and the Añejos, and
Yeah.
they've got some
If
specialty
you
ones as well.
if you drink a brandy or a cognac, they usually spend a lot of time talking about the terroir, how the soil can make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's the same deal. Yeah, I've heard it discussed in wine as well. But anyway, I'll just let's scan the information here. Aroma crisp, bright agave with lively citrus notes and the fresh herbaceousness, including white pepper and minerality. For the taste, it's full and complex, cooked agave notes developing from front to back with notes of fresh cut grass and a touch of earthiness. I do get that. I get like the minerality and like the earthiness, like at the base, and then like the sweetness, almost like a citrus sweetness on top. Body and color, unaged, crystal clear, and the finish thick, viscous mouthfeel. So yeah, let's have a little more sip here.
And plata means silver, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I guess similar to Blanco, white, silver, what they call it.
Yeah, because some people call the clear tequila silver tequila, and some call it white tequila, kind of
Yeah,
like rum. So they
yeah,
really, yeah, that's pretty scenery out there.
yeah. But this brand, they started around 2007, and so they've been not too old, not a real old brand, but been around for a while. I got this book here, which I would recommend it. It's a field guide to tequila, and they do mention Ocho in here. Just a few facts that they started in 2007. They get they're at Highlands. Over there they have Highlands or Lowlands. This is a Highlands type brand. They use stone ovens. Fermentation is in open wood vats. Distillation is copper and stainless steel pot stills. And for the aged tequila, barrels are usually used American oak. So Anyway, I've enjoyed this brand for a while, and I would recommend it. Next time I come around, I'll give you a score, but it's one for me that's always been a good sipper.
Tell you
You
what,
know?
their website doesn't cut corners. It's really detailed, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. They may have teamed up with another brand, a bigger brand. I don't know. Not sure on that, so I won't comment. But at least their website is it's very informative. There's a lot of info.
I've got an answer to your question.
Okay, I suspected somebody bought them out. Oh, there it is in the lower right. What family is that? Waiting to see. Kilo Cho. Family of
Oh, the
brand.
company is Heaven Hill.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because it should have been a tip off in a way because it says their distributor is in Bardstown, Kentucky. So that makes sense.
So they also own Mezcal Vago,
Oh
tequila. I've never
man.
had Vago.
Yeah. Yeah, Vago, I've heard it pronounced. That's a good brand too. I've had Vago mezcal.
Vago, okay, Vago.
Yeah.
Ocho, the Lunazul.
Okay. Not familiar with that one so much.
I've seen it around, yeah. And then they've
Yeah.
got, of course, they got so many products. It's like a huge family owned. It is family owned company though, but I
Okay.
thought I'd let you know that you'd find that interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah,
goes on and on.
they've got some good brands there. Well known and good sellers. So I would think Heaven Hill is doing okay.
Huge company, yeah.
Oh, Evan Williams as well. Okay.
And that's much more than that. That's just a little taste of what they have.
Okay.
Kind of like Sazerac, it's like this much, but it's really like this much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's look at some comments, and then I appreciate the positive comments. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting plastered any time of the day, any day of the week, but do what you want. But yes, I've got that on my track down list. I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, Hector. Hector is in Los Angeles. He sent me beer before. Thank you, Hector, for that Old English West Coast edition. My product, I was so glad to buy it for that price. That's an amazing price. I mean, you can't get over that. And they had so much of it, and everybody was going in that store and buying it. They were for $4.99 a bottle. They were just buying it. It was like selling that discount basket went dwindled down to zero, and it didn't take too many hours. Because people were saying brown sugar, bourbon, cinnamon. Yeah, I'm down with that. And anyway, there's no risk factor involved with that price.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure most people that bought it liked it. So I bought it. I tried it for the first time yesterday out in the backyard in the heat. So it went from cold to warm to hot very quickly. So I was like, I don't think I should have sat out here and drank this, but I'm inside now. But if the product lives up to what it's called, they call it brown sugar bourbon. Well, it doesn't really taste like bourbon, but it tastes like the flavors, the brown sugar and the cinnamon. That's what they're touting on the label, brown sugar and cinnamon. It tastes like that. I'm going to give it a good score. Would I like to try the blended version? I mean, yeah, I guess I would. I probably never will, but that's no emergency. So for a good whiskey liqueur or as a whiskey liqueur. I think they're doing a great job, or at least in the past did a great job. I guess we speak in past tense now. Um, I'm going to go with a 9.3 out of 10. I think it's an A. Um, I guess you could say it is one of my preferences. I always did like cinnamon and brown sugar. Um, but like I said, it is out of production, but there's a pretty reasonable chance that you could find this if you look around with old bottles on the shelf. So next time we come back, I'll do any upcoming events, and I'll do a show and tell. I have something interesting coming up. But turn it over to Elbow.
Yeah. Okay. There's just a little paragraph here in the back that I'll read. This is, like I said, the single estate part of this brand. This is from Tierras Negras farm, we'll say, I guess, or for that field. It says Tequila Ocho is living proof of terroir in tequila. We harvest only the most mature, overripe agave from our fields in the highlands of Jalisco. Ocho is a single estate tequila distilled from one field at a time. Each harvest showcases the impact of terroir in agave, influenced by geography, soil, microclimate, and beyond. Sip and savor our tequila and discover the nuance of each rancho. Tequila Ocho Plata, from nose to palate, delivers intense, bright, and lively agave-forward flavors with subtle hints of complex citrus, earthiness, and a slight peppery finish. Master distiller Carlos Camarena. So anyway, this bottle was $42 when I bought this at the end of last year. I don't know if they're going up since or whatever, but usually for this type of tequila, I usually sip on it. If I'm going to make margaritas or mixed drinks, I take a tequila that's a little less expensive. But for this type,
that makes sense. What's the price point again? I'm sorry.
42. This bottle was $42.
Okay.
So there's a lot of them at that price point, but this brand is it's been one of my favorites since it's 8/8 today, August 8th. Had to do an Ocho. So anyway, folks out there, cheers. Happy Friday. We got another weekend coming up.
Happy Friday, everybody.
That is just so nice. There's no kick to it. It's just smooth and sweet and flavorful. I highly recommend it. I'll give it a 94.
Great.
Yeah, it's definitely an A tequila for me. So
I'd love to try it, but if you saw my tequila backstock, you'd understand why not. I mean, I could go grab them. You'd be like, do you need help? I would be like, yeah, I need help drinking it.
Yeah.
But it's the same situation. I keep finding these bottles that are like 70% off on a discount. Common sense, I'm going to buy it. It's like, need it. I don't need it. And I have some like really low grade tequilas. I get that. I have some mid grades, and I have a few upper grades. So
in fact, I'm building up my collection of liquor as well, and I'm starting to get bottles that I haven't opened yet. So that's to me, that's pretty cool. You just have something on the shelf, and you'll get to it at a certain point. But
it's unreal. If you ever come to Louisiana and visit me here, you'd be like, I always tell people, you'll either admire me or you'll be worried about me. Because it's really, I'm not exaggerating. People think, oh, you just, and then when people come over here and they look on the shelves, they're like, oh, what is all of this?
It's understandable, Ron, because you've been doing this for so long. I'm sure you've built up a good collection. So I would I would think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't really invest too much money into it. If one should call it an investment, it's not an investment; it's an expense because you don't get anything back from it except for the enjoyment of it. I guess that's an investment. But I only started doing liquor 9 years ago. I never did liquor before 9 years ago because I would tell the viewers, I said I don't know anything about it really, and I feel like it's a trap. In other words, if I start trying it out, I'll get sucked into it, and then I'll be doing 1,000 videos on it. And viewers kept saying, "Oh, come on, try this whiskey, try." I was like, "Okay, here we go." And I knew it was going to be what it was, but because if I like dabble in something, I'm going to get interested in it, and I'll just start.
Oh yeah.
All the way. I'll just go all the way because I was so involved with beer and to some extent wine. And I felt like it was just like too much going on that I would just exclude alcohol. I mean liquor, but it was like every day I had people harping on it. Try. I was like, okay, I give in, and I'm glad I did because it's been a very exciting 9 years with that. Sometimes a little too exciting, but well, not too many times. What's coming up? Sunday is Super Sunday. You can bring anything you want. Doesn't even have to be alcohol. I've brought a number of non-alcoholic products on Super Sundays, so that would be fine. I've had Claude bring many different coffee brands, so that's workable. This Wednesday coming up is Light Beer Wednesday. Any light beer, which I have one in the fridge. Next Friday, another Fandango Friday. I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to bring because I'm about to show it to you. But that's subject to change. But as far as show and tell, if you give me a moment, I'll go get it and I'll show you.
Okay.
It's on one of my mini shelves, but I think it's going to be a strange product. But here we go. Okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm just sipping on this tequila. Very enjoyable. I haven't made it down to Mexico yet. I know Ron has been there. But since I been tasting Mexican spirits, I thought it'd be nice to take a trip down there, certain places. But before I can do that, I gotta renew my passport. It's expired, and I just gotta fill out the paperwork for a new passport.
Mine is still active, but I haven't used it since last year. Okay. I was talking about the tequilas. I'm gonna have to turn the lamps off because it makes too much glare. And then the people can't see what I'm showing. So this is one that one day I'll get to it. One day.
Prospero, okay. Blanco.
100% agave.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
It's in like a hexagonal bottle.
Yeah, I haven't tried that.
The plastic cap's about to come off. I was not looking for this product. I had no interest in this product. Well, how could I have interest? I've never heard of it. But I was at a local store and they had it on like super discount. So I bought it. And my feeling is it's going to be good. And then they have a huge, the website shows so many different variants of it. But I bought the Blanco. Now here's a product I was not looking for either. And that's usually what happens. I go shopping for something like, it might be something that's totally unrelated to liquor. And I say, well, let me just go look in that liquor section, see what's going on. Most of the time I walk out and don't buy anything. There's nothing going on. But I do run across it. And then I was there about 2 years ago and I would say, what is this? and I saw it. And I couldn't understand what I was looking at. Tennessee Crown Club.
Yeah, small batch, but small batch of what?
Right. The whole thing was strange. It says Grand Reserve, age 7 years. I said, well, that's good, age 7 years.
Yeah.
And then it says it's imported by Quality International of Houston, Texas. On the back, it's got an interesting design. It just the whole label feels, it's almost like artwork. You'd have to see it up close to see what I mean. It's different. And it's a product of Canada. It's blended Canadian whiskey. Blended,
Oh,
blended
okay.
Canadian whiskey. But I'm trying to figure out what Tennessee Crown Club, what's Tennessee got to do with anything?
Yeah,
It's a unique bottle.
it is. It's like a, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery, and I couldn't find. Don't ever think I found any website information, because I can assure you I did not.
Yeah.
But the reason I bought it is because it was $7.99. I said,
All right.
for that price,
We'll take a chance.
I'll definitely take a chance. And I have a feeling I'm going to be very happy that I took that chance. But I think I'm going to have to get on to that project next week. And who knows, there might be 50 video reviews for it. It might be more common than I know, but I haven't researched it too deeply yet. But Tennessee Crown Club. So there you go.
Anyway, I see a comment there. Wings and Pieces said, Elbow, I'm guessing tequila is your overall drink of choice, and you would be correct on that. Yes, tequila and mezcal. I'm, I guess, partial to those spirits. I also enjoy bourbons and whiskeys and scotch and, pretty much the whole gamut. Not so much gin. I don't drink much gin. I don't drink much wine, but yeah, lately I've been enjoying a lot of tequilas and mezcals. So that is right for sure. So
It's a fascinating thing to look into, isn't it?
yeah, it is, because it's funny, this especially in the mezcal world, there's all these little distillers, like out in the sticks somewhere, these families that producing it, and it's different from say a big brand like Buffalo Trace or something like that, where they have a huge facility. It seems like the Mexican spirits are a lot of smaller distillers, but either way, they put out a good tasting product, and I'm happy to try it out. So
Can't argue with that. Any promos or anything?
oh yeah, see my channel. I got a channel there. It's anybody out there that doesn't know, you can find me over here on YouTube. I'm starting to do some reviews, beverage reviews, and I videoed one last night, and I just want to proofread it, so to speak. And but I want to get posting more stuff. So feel free to check out Elbow 88, and then I also play the piano and do some piano shows, some music shows. So I want to do some more of those as well. But anyway, just yeah, happy to enjoy another Fandango Friday. So cheers.
Excellent. It was a lot of fun, and so I think next week you might be seeing this. It's weird though, because a local store here has the same shape bottle, exactly the same shape bottle. So it's obviously from the same company, but it's flavored whiskey. They got like one is pecan, and the other one is like, I don't know, it's like pecan, and the other one it might be cream and cookies and cream, or some some crazy thing like that. Well, I have no interest in that, but it's got to be the same people, because it's got the cork, the wooden cap, the cork, and then of course the one they're selling is between $25 and $30. But I don't know how these stores get a hold of this stuff and sell it for $7.99. But I'm not going to raise the point with the store and ask them why. I'm just going to buy it, right?
That's right. You don't want to bring it up in case you're getting an accident or a mistake that you don't want them to know about.
Yeah, but I don't want to rip them off either. But I think these distributors have warehouses chock-a-block full of stuff, and they're not making any money sitting on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it ain't moving, it ain't making money. So I do think there's something behind that. But anyway, so it was a great hangout. And next Friday, if anybody wants to join, like I said, let me know. I've had people want to join some hangouts recently, but they didn't have the right product, so it didn't work out. But I told them when we get to the product you have, then, well, I'm talking about mainly that's beer, but I said you could join, of course. But
yeah, it'd be fun to see some new blood, some new participants. Sure, I second that motion.
I think a lot of the problem over the years that people wanted to join, but they were a little shy,
Yeah.
They thinking, oh, I'm going to look stupid. And I don't think that's the case. And then they do join, but it only be one time. And I think they go back. I think what happens, they go back and watch the replay, and they're a little bit over self-conscious. They're thinking, oh, I can't believe I said that. People probably think I'm so stupid. I'm so embarrassed. But then in reality, probably no one noticed, or it was like a very trivial or minor mistake.
Yeah.
And I think if you get used to it and you're not uptight, you can learn to relax.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. You can really enjoy it.
That's true.
So, all right. Well, folks, thanks for joining Fandango Friday. Y'all have a good weekend. Take care. Be safe. Be responsible, of course. And thanks for watching.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.